Yo, what's up guys, Nathan or Feeds here, welcome back to another video. The final raid of the Lunar New Year event of 2025 just dropped, which means we can now go ahead and fight the final Zodiac Master to get this brand new Vanity. For those of you who don't know what this is, by turning in Swarm Pokemon every 24, you get a tablet which you can use to battle each of the Zodiac Masters. A Zodiac Master battle is exactly like a gym rerun battle, except there are two designated Pokemon that the trainer has that has an ability that activates as soon as it enters the field. For example, the first trainer has an Azumarill, which will belly drum as soon as it's put into the field, and a Lopunny that will teeter dance as soon as it's sent out. Now, I am unsure whether or not the trainers send out the same first two Pokemon for everybody, so please continue to watch the video and let me know in the comments if they pulled out the same first two Pokemon for you. In the description, I will have the locations of every single one of the raid dens in all regions, but basically you have to battle the trainers in the same order of the raids that released. So first is Lopunny, then Purugly, then Grumpig, and you need to go to these raid dens and battle the trainer that's next to them. I decided to bring my 6 Pillars Gym Rerun team to every single fight with only a couple changes. So the first trainer is here in Kanto BerryForest. As I mentioned, I do have all the locations in the description. I started off the first battle with Weezing and Typhlosion and killed both the Nidoking and Nidoqueen with a Typhlosion eruption. I embarrassingly clicked Rain Dance with Weezing, only for Azumarill to come in, Belly Drum, and then Aqua Jet my Typhlosion to death. I swapped Weezing out for Togekiss, only to get Togekiss killed by an Azumarill Waterfall. Switched back into Weezing, killed both the Azumarill and Umbreon with a Water Spout and an Assurance. Lopunny came in and used Teeter Dance, which caused my Blastoise and his own Wigglytuff to hit itself in confusion. My Weezing killed the Wigglytuff, and then I killed the Lopunny with Water Spout the next turn. The next trainer is over here on Route 7 in Kanto, and the two special Pokemon here are an Electivire and a Luxray that both use Magnet Rise. So you are going to want to avoid moves like Earthquake here, where the Magnet Rise will cause it to not hit it. I started off this fight with Weezing and Blastoise. Blastoise died to a Wild Charge, and then the next turn the Weezing died to an Espeon Psychic. I ended up bringing out Vanillux and then Togekiss, and they sweeped the rest of the team. Also note that the Liepard will fake out, otherwise pretty easy fight. The next fight is over here in Mt.Ember in Kanto, and I am recommending a Trick Room Pokemon for this fight. The reason being, when the Slowbro comes out, it will automatically Trick Room as soon as it enters the field. Bronzong is a really good choice here because Psychic will not do a ton of damage to it. It's a bulky Pokemon in the first place. And Trick Room is a negative priority move on top of the fact that the Slowbro Trick Rooms instantly, so there is basically a full turn of guaranteed damage that you're taking. Bronzong will survive and then get the Trick Room off to get the fight back to normal. If you're watching the gameplay in the background, I did not know when the Trick Room was going to happen, so I brought out Bronzong first turn, and because of that, I had to revive him, but this is the only time I ever used a bag item during these fights. This fight for me was overall really scuffed, as I was going in blind, but at the end of the day, Togekiss and Vanillux clutched up for me. The next fight is to the west of Celadon on Route 16 in Kanto. The special ability of this fight is Rapidash Will-O-Wisping, so you're not going to want to start off with physical Pokemon. When the Zebstrika comes out, it will Thunder Wave, so you're probably just going to have to get lucky with that one. I was focused on the Kingdra, which made me want to use Blizzard, but honestly, it did not work out too well. It caused my Weezing and Vanillux to die, my Blastoise got Thunder Waved, and then honestly, Togekiss just killed everything. The next fight is up in WaterPath in Kanto, and my fight started with an Arcanine that has the special ability Howl, so both Pokemon on the field are going to get +2 attack. Both Arcanine and Granbull also have Intimidate, and I believe there is more Pokemon in the back with Intimidate, so this fight you're really going to want to avoid physical attackers once again. When Stoutland comes out, it also has the same Howl special ability, and there is also a Ninetales in the back, so be cautious of that if you are using Water-type Pokemon. I mistakenly brought out Weezing after Ninetales came out, thinking that it would stop the sun, but the fight was still super easy. The next trainer is right here on Route 10 in Kanto, and it's going to have a Whimsicott that switches a Sticky Barb onto one of your Pokemon. This could affect you if you are relying on something like a Choice Scarf to get a move off before any other Pokemon, because there is a fast Alakazam that will probably kill one of your weaker Pokemon. But otherwise, there is an Ampharos that comes out that uses Cotton Guard, so you really should just spam Earthquake, but the Earthquake will probably not kill that Ampharos. When the Ampharos comes out, you can just have a Pokemon die, switch into a special Pokemon to kill the Ampharos, and that is really it. The next fight is over here in Mt.Moon in Kanto, and this fight is honestly really annoying because there is a Milotic that comes out that uses Light Screen, and a Serperior that comes out that uses Reflect. I almost feel like I got a bit lucky with this fight because the Milotic and Dunsparce ended up coming in at the same time, and all they do is just spam Helping Hand. So I was able to just spam attacks until the Milotic died. The Serperior died in one eruption through Light Screen, so here I would just highly recommend an Eruption Typhlosion. The next fight is in VerryForest in Kanto, and there is an Infernape that uses Agility, and a Simisage that uses Nasty Plot. Infernape by itself is already a really fast Pokemon, so the Agility is pretty much going to guarantee it attacks. I started the fight off with Blastoise and Vanillix, which was working until a Slaking and Simipour came out. Obviously, Simipour being water and Slaking being really bulky, they both survived the one turn and targeted my Blastoise. I brought in Togekiss over Blastoise, and Vanillix ended up surviving the Fire Pledge from Infernape, and they finished the fight off pretty easy. The next fight is on Route 11 to the east of Vermilion in Kanto, and a Blastoise plus Typhlosion will literally just sweep this fight in 3 turns. There is a Tauros that tail whips and a Miltank that growls, but it literally doesn't matter. This next fight is in the Unova Desert Resort, and honestly, I barely beat this fight. There is an Archeops that sets a Stealth Rock and a Braviary that sets a Tailwind. I got really lucky, and Braviary was the last Pokemon to be sent out, but to not risk that for you guys, I recommend a Tailwind on turn 1. After that turn 1 Tailwind, Typhlosion plus Blastoise should be able to sweep, but do not quote me on that. Staraptor and maybe Archeops is probably going to be faster than both of those Pokemon with a Tailwind up. A Scarfed Vanillix plus Typhlosion might be better, but I'm sure RNG will be in your favor eventually. The next trainer is over here in Twist Mountain Unova, and the Excadrill uses Sandstorm, and the Sandslash is going to Swords Dance. Excadrill has Sand Rush, which will make him super fast under a Sandstorm. So I would recommend having a Drought or Drizzle Pokemon in the back for the turn that Excadrill comes out. If the other Pokemon on the field is a Blastoise or Typhlosion, I can almost guarantee that under weather they will kill both Pokemon on the field. And finally, we have the infamous Dragon Fight that's located above Cinnabar and below Palatown in Kanto. In this fight, Dragonite will set Rain, and Salamence will set a Tailwind. I wasn't really thinking, and I sent out a Weezing with a Prankster Murkrow, which literally just cancels the Prankster ability, and I did not get my own Tailwind off. I also brought a Kingdra that did not have Swift Swim because I decided to bring a Vanillix with it to use Blizzard and Dragon Pulse. I would recommend waiting to bring in Vanillix if you choose to do that until Dragonite has already set Rain. I think starting the fight with a Tailwind and a Rain setter of your own with a Swift Swim Kingdra is going to be the absolute smoothest way of beating this fight. And then once the Dragonite comes out, you can throw in your Vanillix to set Snow and make sure the Snow is never overridden. And then just spam Blizzard, and this should be pretty easy. That's been the video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I honestly do like this Vanity, but I do prefer the one from last year, so I think I will stick with this year's one for a few weeks, and then probably switch back to this one. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe for more content like this. Peace, guys.